Hey traders, Nick here, after hours, reviewing Tesla for the purpose of just revisiting the chart and how it unfolded today. Today is April 5th. Markets closed. The action was pretty fantastic. Okay, Tesla fell 4.7%, but not too many people complained about it rallying just as much, if not more, yesterday out of the blue. So not a surprising outcome, right? And earlier in the day, it kind of warned. So luckily that we spend all day in a live chat room. Today I had 257 people, and live comments were made on this particular chart that kind of gave them the heads up. In fact, the way it came about is somebody early at the open said, I'm short Tesla because by owning a put. So this is a relatively safe way of shorting Tesla, if there is such a thing, because then you spend X dollars and that's the maximum you can lose, versus traditional shorting where you actually sell stock you don't own. That's crazy. So that person bought an $1,100 put in Tesla. So all they needed is a drop in Tesla and they would make a lot of money. And indeed they got it. But here are my comments early in the day. And at the tail end of this, I will share what I think will happen tomorrow, or what are the possibilities and what are the lines and levels that to pay attention to. So I'm going to show the drawings that I did today. So these were here yesterday. It had 3 resistance lines and another one up here that I took over and brought it here to reuse. The bottom line is yesterday's rally, they completely ignored the resistance that was there. They just spat in its face and they just went straight to the moon. So it wasn't an all-time high, but it was an incredible performance off of a base. So the breakout line, keep that number in mind, it's plus or minus 1096, plus or minus. So on the way down, we had this drop in Tesla. First of all, fake out in all markets. This wasn't a Tesla thing. Look at most tickers did this. And then it fell apart and then bounced right here. On this candle, this is a 5-minute candle. So every candle is 5 minutes. That's today, right there. So right here, that's when the question came. I said, well, if you're long, if I was long a put, meaning short the stock, I would want to see what happens on the rebound, because most likely it's going to draw this. Not most likely. There's a good chance they're going to draw this because it's going to run into resistance. What they do with the resistance is important. I said there could be an arc and then retesting the lows of the morning. And if they did that, they could fall. And I put a target here. So that's what happened faster than I anticipated, because they bounced a little bit and then fell apart immediately. Got to my target and then some. And then when it got to here, I drew and it bounced. I said, well, we're in upticks mode, so the machines are going to sell rallies. So I drew this one. I said, maybe it does the same thing and retest the lows, and then it triggers this one. So they retested the lows. So they're at this point. Now the decision overnight, unfortunately, I wish the market had another hour in it, because then we'd have seen this, whether it transpires or not. They did fall below. When you lose footing, you go back to test, see if you can get back above. If you throw somebody in the water, they're going to pop up and take a breath and see if they can hold before they sink, if they want to sink. So here, ominous. Here they're back at the neckline. So now the battle is 2 numbers. One is this guy right there, which is 1094, versus the low that they held, which was 1087. So take a few pennies. This is Tesla, runs in batches. So those are the 2 lines. Whichever breaks first carries momentum in that direction. So if overnight or tomorrow they breach the low, they're probably going to do this. So be aware that scenario is ready to happen. It's not a forecast. It's one of 2 outcomes, clearly. So thanks, Nick. You're telling us it could go up and could go down. I'm giving you levels and targets. So how is this important? Another person late in the day, they said, I have a target of 1073. I said, let me check mine. And mine and his came together from like completely different methods. So if the market's open lower, this could happen, and the trade would be, after this happens, there's probably going to be a bounce. So like people who trade harmonics, the pattern is not the point as much as what happens after the pattern. So if my target gets hit, probably, most likely, they'll bounce. That's where you can make easy money. Catch the bounce for as long as it lasts. So how do I catch the bounce? If this happens and I'm not fast enough to take advantage of it on the way down, I would buy calls or shares at the bounce where somewhere around here to see if I can catch a little bit of bounce. So a $10 move in Tesla is a lot of money and it's premiums of options. So if you're a fast trader, that's an easy, fast way of making money or attempting to make money. Now, these are fast trader comments. The same strategy works on higher time frames. So if this was a week long, if this was a 3 months period of time and Tesla falls into a 3 months bounce level, I would expect buyers at a slower pace. So those were the conversation in Tesla. Now, the upside's still there, but it looks heavy, right? It needs the market. And the immediate catalysts are these two little guys. And you reach this one, maybe you get up to here, 1099, 1098. You still have to deal with every level they lost. So the area around 1013 is going to be a problem on the way up. The area around, what was the number, 1098, whatever I mentioned, is going to be difficult. So rallies will hit those prior failed levels as resistance. And they're not walls, they're just hiccup areas. In today's case, two of them were walls, therefore they retraced lower to retest the floor below. So this is the kind of stuff that active traders need to know. And if you can't do this stuff and you're still trying to play Tesla intraday, you're at a disadvantage because there are people that look at this, and we look at it, for example, from not only a 1 minute perspective. We go down to 30 seconds and 15 seconds. Today I actually had somebody say, can we look at the 15-second chart on the SPY? So the gang in the room is getting to be smart with trading intraday. So here's a level that's every two is 1 minute, which is what most people can see. You see twice as many ticks as somebody else, you're going to have an advantage. Why? You see levels that are not there when looking at the one. Like let's see what this mess looks like. Like right here, I can come up with a level that's pretty accurate, 1092.2. And look left. This is 1092.2. I didn't look back there. I was just looking at these. So let's go to a 1 minute chart. That's around 1253. 1253 right there. So that candle. Okay, so it comes up as a doji. I would have caught it anyway. But often enough, you see, I'm not blowing smoke. I'll be honest when my point is not made by switching time frame. But twice is more better. That's what I would say. And how about 5 second charts? 5 times more. Anyway, so get skills with charts or be realistic with how fast you can trade and keep up with what's going on. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means that you have to be realistic in how fast and how big a move can you capture. Like I know for a fact that I cannot capture that move I mentioned earlier because I'm busy doing other stuff. There is no way I won't make a mistake. I'll be viable to make a mistake. So I skip it. So what did I do? I held puts yesterday at the close in the SPY. Guess what? We booked a big win today because of a pattern that unfolded yesterday. I did a video about it. You go see it in the SPY. I was on camera. I didn't lie about it. Today it delivered the target and then some. I didn't book the maximum profit because I bailed early, but it was a big win for me. It was a super big win for somebody who stayed in it long term. Why did I book early? I know I don't have enough time. So I'm realistic with the quickness with which I can respond to things in the chart. If I weren't helping anyone, if I weren't running the chat room, the live trading room, I would do it. But since I'm helping literally hundreds of people live all day, every day, I'm realistic with what I can do and what I can't do for myself. You should do the same.